Hello everyone, Ray here, and today on Animating with Ray, we're going to make some variations of this animation with my center of mass ballistic locomotion rig in 3ds Max. Just to show, I guess, how easy it is to do some stuff that was formerly very difficult without this rig. So, let's get the bones and get rid of the geometry here. And let's take a look at this here animation. So, I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to change some poses in this animation, right? So the first thing I'll do is I'll go over here to my poses and I'll load some from my free running poses, maybe a pike, and I'll turn on auto key and I'll paste this pose here. And then in this one we'll do like a rodeo. Paste that pose there. Some weirdness in between, so we'll do like a tuck in between. And that is pretty badass. But if we're looking at it, you'll notice he kind of does this weird jerk in the air, as is common when you load a new pose onto an acrobatic animation. As you can see, these hips here normally will have a lot of, movement and rotation keys if they are the center point of your character. But with this rig, that is no longer the case. So we can see here, let's go ahead and hide that, and hide those. We have this rig telling us why our animation is wrong and the offset of, where it should be from where the center of gravity of it is. And we can just go ahead and click one button and it'll fix that for us. So now he does a cool backflip that's physically right. And that's usually a lot of guesswork that you'd have to do, which is kind of all taken out of the equation. But let's go ahead and take this a step further and make a really cool variation of the animation or something. So I guess what we'll do is we'll add a 360 spin in there just to show how easy that is. With the center of mass rotation gimbal, you can really see exploded, what axes are controlling what. And you always have an axis on top of and below that you can use to rotate the guy in another direction if his moment of inertia is to change. But so I have my axis below my backflip axis here, and what I think I'm going to do is use that to have him do a little 360 during the flip. Now normally this would be just a big ask, but I think from right here we'll have him start it, I guess, and then right there we'll have him, I guess, be done with it. So maybe there is the frame we started, and there is the frame we end. Doesn't really, I guess, matter which way we go. Give it a 360. And then just like that, we have got a super sick, oops, let's go ahead and get rid of these rotation keys here. Yeah, we've got a super sick 360 pike gainer 360 double backflip. And it still looks pretty physically accurate. But if it's messed up a little bit, we can adjust it and make the necessary corrections that we need pretty easily. So we'll say let's rotate him the other way, huh? This is nice that we can go right in the curve editor here and we can see where our center of mass rotation is. And we say, all right, well, we want him, instead of doing that, to keep rotating the way he was. So we'll just sort of basically add another 360 degrees to his rotation another way. There we go. Change the curve a little bit and you have real access to that rotation there. make him easily overshoot, like under adjust, whatever it is you need. And then quickly make changes like, oh, I don't like his pose there, he's too tucked in, and I want him less tucked in, right? So we'll take those and we'll bring them out about there. Oops. And then in that pose, yeah, that's good to me. Alright, cool. And then for what little center mass offset we have, actually, let's start the twist a little earlier. Maybe, I don't know, right here. Maybe we could even have him be a little bit twisted by right there. And then more twisted by here. A little less by there. Bang. Alright, so that looks even cooler. And then just make sure we correct any center of mass offset that we've created once again by just quickly clicking that button. And what we are left with is, there you go, a nice physically correct animation. Anyways, thank you for watching.